All right. Welcome back to the Peak Nutrition product reviews. Today we will be reviewing pre-workouts.
Yeah. We're going to start with from a non-stim option all the way up to a more higher caffeine, high stimulant option. So that's kind of how we're going to base this whole thing today. Why don't you start us off, brother?
For me, one of the things that actually I advocate the most for is actually a good pre-workout. Something a lot of people don't realize, once you hit your protein every day, you have your creatine. Pre-workout for me is one of the most important things. So we'll be starting off with a non-stim pre-workout. Personal favorite is the Pumpageddon. The reason is there's no caffeine, so that way you don't have to worry about any blood flow restriction, because that's the last thing you want when you're trying to get a really good pump. The beta-alanine in it is still high, so you are able to reduce lactic acid buildup, and it does have a glycerol powder in it, so your muscle stays hydrated throughout the entire workout.
That's one of the nice things. You don't really see the beta-alanine in a lot of these pump products specifically. So, I mean, if you do want a little bit of the tingly feeling, but also being able to buffer that lactic acid buildup, great thing to add into any kind of pump product, as well as the glycerol.
Yeah.
This one overall, we both taken it. I'd say this one is by far one of my top two pumps of all time.
Absolutely.
So I would say it's a 9.5 for me out of 10
on
that one.
I would say about 9.
We're big fans of that one. Next, we're going to move on to Megawatt. So we're going to go up in caffeine a little bit. This one is 150. So super low on the caffeine stimulant side. If you're looking to get your foot in the door to just starting a pre-workout, maybe you've never tried one before, and you're like, what should I take? This would be a great option to start with. Low caffeine, but you're also going to get the vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, everything like that. That's going to help you stay hydrated during your training. So really good for any kind of endurance training. I mean, even bodybuilding style, HIIT classes, just cycle classes, whatever it is. Maybe even just a kick in the morning.
I was going to say, this is like at a lower dose enough that's like, it's a powdered energy drink. This flavor, actually, the sweet peach it actually tastes really good. Like taste-wise, it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, they hit the nail on the head on the flavor right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, their magnesium's really good too, flavor-wise. Moving on, we're gonna go up a little bit more. So this one by Modern Warrior, this is the Watermelon Daiquiri pre-workout. This is actually the one that I'm doing right now. 250 on the caffeine scale, so right in the middle. I used to go really high on caffeine, stimulants, stuff like that growing up. Obviously I was going for the big PRs and everything. It seems like every time I was in there, I was just trying to get cracked out and lift some heavy ass weight. So once I matured a little bit and got, halfway decent of a man, I just started taking something like this, 250. But obviously this one has a amp citrate in it. So if you guys remember the 1,3-dimethylane back in the day in the Jack 3D.
Oh, yeah.
Big fans. I feel like a lot of people are still asking for that to this day.
Every day.
FDA banned that, but you can't find that anymore.
No.
But you can find something with amp citrate in it. It's going to stimulate your central nervous system. So basically, when caffeine wears off, obviously you get that crash. But this is something you can take where the amp citrate keeps you going even after the workout. You still feel like you have energy, which is nice because I train at 6, 7 a.m. sometimes, and I don't want to feel that crash heading into work. So this is great for morning trainers. Huge on nootropics and focus. You just feel like kind of euphoric in a way, like just good mood in general, which is great. You still get the pump out of it, which I love, but you're not too shaky or anything like that either. So overall, I've been doing this one on and off for about a year straight.
I also like this one just because it does have creatine also in it. So you're always trying to find a way to mix your creatine into it, but when a pre-workout actually already has it, I feel like that's a huge plus and huge win as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's the HCl, a little bit more fast acting right there. So yeah, all in all, I would this is a solid pre-workout. I would say 9.4, 9.5 out of 10. I've yet to find one, that kind of competes with it in a way. So
last one. So we got the last one over here on the end, the Brain Blitz from Phase 1. So this is another one that is much higher on the caffeine. So total is 350 milligrams of caffeine.
Boom.
So for me, I like doing something that high stim only when I'm doing my leg workouts for the reason of I need the kick in the ass, but I do also actually prefer to have a restriction of blood flow when I'm doing legs. Because if you're doing legs and you get too much of a pump, it's actually painful and you can't do your other movements. So if I want to get through the entire workout, it's actually beneficial for me this way, and I can stay super focused. The alpha GPC is the main thing that I look for in this one because it gives me that tunnel vision when I'm in the gym. So when you're doing those leg workouts, you're just locked in. You're just here. I'm just here to get shit done. And that's probably my favorite part about it.
So when Katy Perry, California Girl comes on, Diego gets super
You're just
locked
smashing
in.
it. No,
he is smashing it the whole time.
That's the funny part.
You can catch him singing it sometimes.
You realistically don't even know what song's playing. That's how focused you get. Is you'll be halfway through, and it's always for me. It's the Darius Rucker Wagon Wheel is always playing, and I'm smashing something out, and I'm like, is this really what I'm after? But that's the level of focus you get from something like this, to where you're just locked into your workout.
Yeah. Hence Brain Blitz.
Yep.
So
yeah, absolutely.
They hit it on the head. Overall, these are great options. Feel free to pick up any of these at any of the 3 Peak Nutrition locations. We're always fully stocked up on these, but yeah, come on in, ask us some questions. We'll find the right pre-workout for you specifically and what your goal is and what kind of training you're doing. So don't be a stranger, pop in and yeah, we'll help you out.